Alright, what is up, boys? I'm Minish Kaplan here, doing some Season 13 Singe gameplay. In the jungle, you might be wondering why my voice is not matching the webcam. Well, it's because good old Minish Cap here sat through a 33-minute PBE queue followed by a 40-minute game in order to not realize that OBS switched off of his microphone source for no reason. So the footage was really good. Didn't want to waste it, so here we are. Give explaining a little bit about Season 13 Jungle Singe. I think would be better than Mid Singe. I think it might even be better than Top Singe, to be honest. But there's new jungle. Basically, it's reworked where you get these jungle pets, and these jungle pets are the red one, the blue one, or the green one. The red one, when you fully level it up or fully feed it or whatever, gives you bonus damage and slow with abilities or attacks enemy champions. That's one I have here because I think it's quite good against their team. The blue one gives you movement speed when you enter bushes, or even more movement speed when you kill a large monster. That one's kind of shit, to be honest. And at least in my opinion, I could be wrong totally, but we'll see. And the green one gives you a persistent shield that gives you tenacity and slow resistance while the shield is up, which is cool. So, that being said, we do have, what was I gonna say? We do have a new clear mechanics. So as you can see, Singe Jungle in Season 13 has a much healthier clear, is a much faster clear as well. If you consider the context of Scuttle Crab. So Scuttle Crab is available at 330 now instead of 320, instead of 315. And you can clear your full jungle with, I had a decent leash there, but you can clear it leashless by like 320. If you're like autoing and spacing properly and stuff like that. It doesn't matter that much because every single jungler in the game, I think they said they wanted to have them do their full clear by around that time, which is cool, but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference because Crab spawns at 330 now, so still have 25 seconds to farm this camp and then get down there. But Singe Jungle on live, it has in Season 12, it has some problems that prevent it from being a truly great role for Singe. The clear is really weak. It's very dangerous for Singe. You get very low HP, and you have a really hard time contesting crabs because you just don't have enough HP, and you're usually clearing after the enemy jungler. Although here, I actually get here about a little bit after Camille, but I have a lot more health than her because my clear is actually better than hers, which I didn't expect at all, which is cool. So I'm gonna auto her a bit here until her shield drops. Go for the fling. She jumps back onto me, but I run her down with the auto. Oh no, I don't. Thought I did, but whatever. She flashes out. That's cool. Go back and finish the camp. Yeah, they solved basically every Singe jungle problem that has existed up until this point with the Season 13 changes. Your clear is healthier now. You can clear just as fast as everybody else. And plus, they made getting invaded a lot less punishing. So that little blue, green, yellow buff thing in between the smite and the red smite on the buff bar, that is the monster snacks. So what monster snacks do is you just generate them over time. You get 1 per minute, assuming you have not cleared a camp. Then for every snack that you have, when you eventually clear a camp, you get 50 bonus gold. So it is a mechanic to prevent you from falling super far behind if you are getting spam invaded, which is good. Conversely, that also means that you are less rewarded for invading the enemy jungler if you do go in there to steal their camps, making it so that junglers that are more vulnerable early, like Singed, like Shaco getting screwed over at his boxes, right? Like a Mumu who just gets invaded all the time because he's mainly a support champion now. Stuff like that is way better early on now, which is super good because it just opens up the jungle. Everyone can clear now. It's super, super cool. Predator gank here, going on the bot lane. W's up, Predator's up, Poison's on, auto fling, get the kill, very nice. But we're just gonna be repeat clearing towards top here. Then just clear, I can just gank pot whenever I need to as well, which is what it is. And then once I actually have AP, I made another video about preseason jungle Singe, but that was before the nerf, and this is with the nerf jungle where they made it harder to clear and slower to clear as well. But Singed with a little bit of AP, even just a tiny bit, clears like an absolute lawnmower. So like, you can see how fast I'm shredding this camp. Like, you can't clear camps like this as Singed on Season 12 unless you have a full demonic embrace. I have an amp stone here. So it's like, yeah, the clear is significantly better than live. I think Singe jungle will be better than mid lane for him. It might even be better than top lane. I have a lot of issues with top lane and the way that they're balancing it. Lane bullies in Season 12 are already so strong. And they're making lane bullies even stronger in Season 13 by making power plates worth more gold, which is kind of obnoxious. Like, I don't know why they do that. It doesn't make any sense. But it's also, like, just kind of a spectator role. And I know people are going to... Immediately the response will be, but Minish Cap, King and carried worlds, King and carried worlds. But, like, the thing is, King and perform very well, yes, at worlds. But whenever I'm sitting in my underwear at 2 o'clock p.m. on a Saturday wanting to play solo queue, even in Challenger solo queue, that is not equivalent at all to playing T1 versus DRX World Finals. You know what I mean? Like, the level of play is way worse, even in Challenger. And plus, there's no communication. In coordinated 5v5, there's tons of communication. So I see Ornn going in here, look for the gank. He is level 6, that solo lane XP buff. I stopped his R, which is good. Here's the Galley ult, unfortunately. I fling him. Ooh. Not my greatest fling, but it is what it is. Gotta run here. Oh, I died already. Aatrox is very upset with me, but whatever. What can you do? What can you do? I'm gonna get Ruby Crystal here. On my way. Yeah, a bit of a spoiler alert. Eventually, the Aatrox ends up kind of rage quitting, but it is what it is. I was very upset about it about 5 minutes ago before I started recording, I guess re-recording, but what can you do? League players, like, there's been a lot of stuff, like, kind of grinding on me in terms of League of Legends. Like, the top lane is so miserable because you're basically in solo queue, a spectator role, where you kind of just, like, can't really do anything, assuming you're on equal skill with the enemy top laner. They will almost always be playing a lane bully champion into you. Singed is not a champion that excels hard in lane unless you're, like, taking all of the tools to, like, try and get solo kills, right? The problem with that is when you take nothing but tools to get solo kills with, your scaling becomes a problem, and Singed is a scaling champion. You scale for team fights, right? And so when you inhibit those other tools that you need late game to pop off in team fights, you're ruining your own win con essentially as a champion. And so what you end up doing is you're playing scaling tools into champions that also have really good scaling tools. Like, imagine you're playing Singed versus Camille game playing Aatrox, Jace, Darius, right? All these characters that also scale very well, but they're just 10 times stronger than you early in lane. And it's, like, fair. I know I don't expect a free laning phase. I know it's not supposed to be easy when you're playing a champion like Singed. He's super, unique, and, it is what it is, right? And I wouldn't have a problem with that if the carry capacity of top lane as a role in solo queue was not abhorrently bad. But it is really bad. Like, the ability for top lane to carry is so bad that it's, like, gotten to the point where I actively dread playing top lane in Season 12. Like, it's just not fun for me at all. I just really dislike it very, very much. It's extremely frustrating, and when you think of your favorite game, like, you shouldn't feel dread at the thought of playing it, but I feel extreme amounts of dread when I'm gonna gank this Ornn here. When I think about playing top lane in solo queue, it's just, and that shouldn't be a thing, right? Like, it's so frustrating, and it shouldn't be like that when you're just trying to have fun. And they said that this 2% or whatever XP buff is for top lane to, like, help fix it, but it really doesn't do anything, honestly. It's still a bot jungle meta in Season 13, unfortunately, so what can you do? Just invest in your jungle Singed stonks is all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna do Herald here. As you can see with the jungle monsters, you absolutely shred the Herald even without having demonic. I'm just gonna absolutely shrek it here. Not much I can do because my little red rat dog thing is gonna just beat it. Look at that. Ooh, smack it. Good boy, get it. And I'm just murdering this Herald super quick. Here's Camille. My smite's down, but she doesn't really have vision of how low the Herald itself is, and I'm kind of zoning her a little bit here. Good Diablo, very nice. There we go. Oh, I should talk about the smites. So the way that the jungle monster camp, whatever the pet thing works, is Aatrox got a kill. The way that the monsters work is that counter on the red orb in my inventory that starts at 40. Whenever it goes from 40 down to 0, you unlock or 40 down to, like, a certain amount. I forget what it is. You unlock a 900 smite. A 900 smite is your chilling smite. You have a 600, 900, and a 1.2k smite now. 900 is just chilling smite, but at 900 smite value. There is no more red smite. Red smite is gone. Thank God, it was super overpowered. But whenever you get all the way down, you get what is it? The 1200 gold, 1200 value smite. When you unlock the 1200 value smite, that's when your jungle monster gets the bonus effect that it reads out in the inventory. So the red one will give me bonus tree damage and a slow on ability or auto attack. The blue one will give movement speed upon entering bush or killing a monster. And the green one will give tenacity and slow resistance. I went for the red one this one because I want to try the damage one. I already tried the tenacity one, but they're all pretty decent. I think the blue one's probably the worst one, in my opinion. I don't know. It could be really good for Singed, but how often are you going to be killing stuff or running in bushes, right? So think about it. Here's Camille. Camille goes down. Put the kill on Mr. Galio, too. That's super good. Drop the Herald here. But essentially what's going to happen is you just start clearing like an absolute lawnmower. Singed is a clearing freak machine. Basically, at one item on Season 13 Singed, you are jungle clearing as if you're on 4 items on live Singed, and I am not exaggerating at all. You will see. Like, this is just me with poison autos on this dragon by myself, and I don't even need MF here because I'll just be zapping it with my little jungle dog the entire time. Yeah, almost 2,000 damage just from poison alone on this thing without losing my entire health bar, so I think my missing smite there on the dragon was unfortunate because I'm pretty sure it doesn't count the token charge, but I didn't actually pay attention to the token on there. Either way, I have 3,000 gold. I'm gonna back here and get demonic, and then demonic is just the lawnmower item. They're all kind of lawnmower items, but I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys. Nobody Swifty boots here. I think any boots really good here. Merc treads is good too. Later on, I think I do swap Merc treads because they have a lot of CC, but here we are on demonic, blasting wand, and Swifties. I have 148 AP non-ulted. But yeah, sorry guys, I didn't mean to complain that much about top lane. It's just like top lane's just the role that I love playing, but it's so miserable that I just kind of dread it right now. It's just not very fun. It is about as far from fun as you can get, in my opinion. Well, that's okay. They will maybe eventually fix it. We'll see. It's like I know that they're aware of the problem because I do talk to some of the game devs. And like I know that they know that top lane is like really unfun, even with the 2% experience buff. But it's just like, well, they have to kind of think about what to do, and they have to develop that, and then they have to test it, and they have to put on PvE, and then they have to release it, right? So like it takes a long time to fix these things, so it is what it is, right? All right. Here is Camille in top lane. She went over the wall because of Gragas, and then we just fling her into the MF. She thankfully didn't kill her, so that's good. And then I guess Ornn walked on my W and didn't get his ult off, so that's good. That being said, though, I will say one thing I always reference every single time is if it was bot lane, right, that was suffering this much, like no, don't get me wrong, bot lane has suffered occasionally, but not to the degree, never to the degree that top lane has suffered. If bot lane ever suffered like the way that top lane suffers, Riot would turn inside out to fix it. Because the importance that they place on AD carry players is so much higher than top laners, right? Top laners are like helpless. Top laners are like the drug addict that are just like helplessly addicted. Give me more, I want more, I want more. Whereas like bot laners are like the ones that actually spend money on like the upscale drugs, but they have a harder time like being repeat customers. You know what I mean? Like Riot has to really earn their loyalty because they spend big money. Top laners are just like bad analogy. Top laner is just like the crack addicted like $10 like give me a hit, you know. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick right now, but that's okay. As you can see, I've unlocked my 1200 value smite. Here's Swain. Here's Galio. So when I have the 1200 value smite, you can see I'm getting a little bit of extra tree damage. I can even pop the smite too. They still have the chilling smite. There's Ash on me.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
It's nearly time.
And we're out. Very, very easy. Seriously, I muted the mic for a second because I had to add a little bit of a cough. But we're okay.
It's nearly time.
We are chilling. I can probably go for this Herald here, I think is what I was thinking. I'm super far ahead of the Camille because I have my jungle monster thing fully unlocked, and she still has like 20, I think, to go. I don't even remember what number she was at. But she has so many left to go.
An enemy has been slain.
At one point, I even like Flame Horizon or everything. I think it was legit 100. Yeah, she has 7 left to go. I think at one point, I was actually 100 CS ahead of her. This game. Okay, I have Herald at 2.7k. We can go back and buy. Love to see it. Bite towards Rift components. I could have maybe gone Rocket Belt here actually, because the main threat on their team was Ash, but I don't know if it would even make that much of a difference. Because they do have a pretty like beefed up front line too. So something to think about. Now here's the drag. I'm gonna pull it out so Swain doesn't go for it. And there it is. Big Cumulus top. I'm not sure why they were pinging me back here. Like, this is super obvious I'm gonna just go for this guy. I'm being kind of greedy holding my ult there, but it ended up working out just fine. Yeah, so you see that 100 counter on the buff bar? That actually is the jungle monster's like counter. So this one specifically, this red one, has a counter that goes up to 100, and then whenever it hits 100, the next auto, ability or auto will deal bonus tree damage to an enemy champion, and I think slow them. So it's like just like having a secondary, like smaller chilling smite, I guess is the idea. I don't know. They could have designed some of these effects a bit better, I think. Aatrox's mass spam ping EMF.
Or not to shake.
They could have definitely designed some of the effects better. I think the best designed one is probably the green one. In terms of like, oh, this one makes sense and it's usable and stuff. But it's whatever. So here I'm just looking for picks, trying to see if I can make any plays happen. I talked about this a bit in the original recording, but I think in season 12 live servers, it is basically like the way the game works is that jungle is like 60% of all playmaking potential and supports like 30%, and then AD carry is like 5%, and then top and mid are like both 2.5% playmaking potential. I shouldn't have. I thought I had sweeper there, so I misclicked my Herald and not used it, unfortunately. I see Swain over here. I am 3 levels up though, so I'm walking out a bit aggressively, getting a little bit poked. Hit by the Swain, pull unfortunately popping aura. As soon as it happens. Throwing smite on the Swain, I have Camille on me. Actually get out there, oh my lord. With some kills, but here's Ash, gotta run. Oh, she wants me, she couldn't get me. She got super low though from poison, then Gragas snipes her, very good, love to see it. I think oh yeah, I remember what happens here. I remember. Okay, here we go. Yep, I didn't click my fling on him. That was unfortunate. Yeah. I just misclicked. It was like one of those moments. Do you ever have one of those moments where you just like lose your cursor? Where you just like you like you're conscious of where your cursor is moving and how you're moving, but then you try to click on something and your cursor is just like it's not where you think it is. That's what it was. So my own fault, mechanical mistake. That does happen. But basically, you can just turn into an absolute lawnmower, power clearing monster. I have 169 CS. Eventually, whenever I hit tab, we'll see how much CS Camille has. But I'm like very far ahead of her. And right now, my teammates are actually stealing my camps too, and I still managed to be ahead of her, which is kind of hilarious. Now, the Kais has been taking Wolves and Grom. And MF has been trying to take the Kruk as well, so I'm just basically farming blue, red, and Raptors the entire time. And I'm still almost 100 CS above Camille, which is very funny. His Ornn is low, we're going to go for him here. His team will probably come back and I've got to be careful. There's a smite. Charging up the mini smite again. Oh, your chilling smite counts as a damage proc for your mini chilling smite, which is like kind of dumb, I think, but whatever. Okay, Ornn goes down. Here's Camille. Be super careful here. MF is coming. Got the Swain, put him back.
It's nearly time.
Cut off MF's escape path. It's on me. Move away from the empowered cube. She goes down. Very nice. We have Rift Maker money. Let's look at our Rift Maker. We have Rift Maker money. Here's Ashe running into mid tier 2, I guess, to not give Aatrox a kill, but whatever. And then he is very upset about that.
To shake.
Okay, I see these two fighting down here. I pop Predator. Pop the Chilling Smite. I didn't know that it counts as like using your mini red smite or whatever. So maybe I just don't use that, but because it's like I don't think the slows stack. Because the red smite thing itself gives a slow, but chilling smite itself also gives a slow, and I don't think the slow stack, so I don't know if they thought about that when they were designing these. Something to think about. I'm not entirely sure, but it is what it is. I actually have 2 jungle snacks here, so 100 gold if I can get to it. I tried to stop them from ulting, but I couldn't, unfortunately. Here's Ashe when we're in. Ashe goes down, love to see it. Running the Ornn down with my Rift Maker here. Oh yeah, here I tried to chase him because like trying to find him, and man, it was like I'm like looking for him. I see Predator procking towards him. I can't find him. I assumed he ran under a tower, but he didn't. So I'm just like, where is this guy? Where is this guy? I can't find him anywhere. And then he ends up being in that bush right there, which is a little unfortunate, but whatever.
An ally has been slain.
My MF is randomly dead, unfortunately. What can you do? But yeah, so I have two monster stacks right now. As you'll see, whenever I clear a camp, I'll get plus 100 gold. It's 50 gold per monster snack that you save. The Aatrox is stealing my farm, unfortunately, but what can you really do? You lose your behavior, or what it is. He wants this, but he's not gonna get it, so there it is. Plus 80, plus 85, plus 50. Apparently I still have monster snacks up. I'm not even, oh, it's spending them, so I only get 1 snack per camp. Never mind. So it's only 1 per camp, but like you can still run through your jungle and just proc all these, so it's like plus 50 for each one.
I hear you.
So there's jungle comeback mechanic. Where's my top lane comeback mechanic, right? Huh? Why does jungle and support get all these comeback mechanics and top lane is just, oh, if you're behind, get fucked. I'm taking that from her because I just want the gold to carry. Essentially, that's why.
An ally has been
Yeah, again, I'm ranting about top lane again in a jungle video, but I just don't feel like that they balance the roles like evenly at all. My 80 carries really need to rotate here to help me with this, but they are just not really going to, unfortunately. Oh, they see me here too. Okay, they're here now. Let's go. Probably ult for this, but I did not in time. When this is happening, I was thinking to myself, okay, 1200 smite, 1200 smite, 1200 smite. Oh, and I messed it up, man. That is my fault completely. Completely my fault, unfortunate. Get a Camille kill. cannot really do much more than that, unfortunately. That's my bad. Right, so Gragas clearing bottom. Aatrox is doing crab instead of farming mid. Level up, love it. Yeah, I was talking about the community earlier. Like, I think the League community I find is just it's very toxic. And I know people are gonna say it's like, oh man, every online community is toxic, but it's like, man, League is the League community really goes sometimes like the extra mile. And I know you guys don't do that. Like, I really appreciate like the YouTube community and stuff. You guys were so nice to me. I really appreciate that, but it feels like a lot of the communities that I don't normally interact with, like, and just people in game, especially people in game, like, they're just so mean and just terrible to each other. Like, it kind of just it drains a lot of the joy out of the game. There's also like an issue of where I just find like a lot of people to just not be very genuine, like, within the scene, and that's my own personal issue. That doesn't really. I'm not gonna name any names or anything like that, but I just find a lot of people to kind of be very disingenuous, and that's just not the kind of person I like to surround myself with, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. Like, I just kind of find that I don't really have a lot of peers, I guess, in this space. Which I know is, like, it's really, like, give you a little bit of a flank here. I actually have a decent flank here. I'm on a ward, though, unfortunately. As long as here, if she goes on me. FDR. Oh, I walked into the arrow. Oh, but they're all in poison. Oh, but my MF is in fountain. Oh, that's my bad, whatever. I shouldn't have walked into the arrow. I didn't see it. I remember whenever I was playing the game, I was thinking, like, well, how did I get stunned? I got hit by an arrow, but how? I just didn't see it. Camille with the casual 1,000 true damage while being 100 CS behind. I just kind of feel like I don't really have that many, like, peers, I guess. Look, there's a lot of people that I really look up to and respect. There's my Aatrox going AFK, by the way, right there is when it happened, I guess. I don't know what his problem was, but he decided to stop playing the game. There's a lot of people that I really respect and that I care for, that I even consider to be my friends, right? Like, within the scene. But I just don't think there was, like, anyone really liked me. You know what I mean? Not in terms of, like, the champion that I play, but just in terms of, like, the way that I view the world, and just like the way that I approach life. There's just it's a really stupid aside. It doesn't even matter anymore. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's kind of dumb, I guess. it is what it is. It is a gamer community. Gamers are toxic. Minish Cap, just accept that. You try to change things that aren't going to be changed, and you have a bad time. Here's Camille. We'll change her health bar to 0, hopefully here. Both red smite each other, but I'm out damaging her by quite a large margin, and we just kind of fucking win that. So love to see it. This is Dragon Soul as well, which is super nice to have. There's Swain, not quite in time, bud. So, does Crab give me a jungle snack? It does give me a jungle snack. Very nice. I think they did that because they made the individual camps worth less gold. Not by much, but they did. So, like, eventually you have to rely on your snacks a bit. This is actually, oh, that reminds me, it's actually returning an old mechanic. This actually did used to be a mechanic in League. It was a little different, but basically back then you would just eventually get like a little bit of bonus gold when you started clearing camps, and just made it so that if you over-farmed, you kind of went a little bit behind, and if you under-farmed, you went behind. But if you got invaded, there was a comeback mechanic. It's just, I think, a very interesting way to balance jungle. It makes it into like much more of a tempo-oriented role, as opposed to, like, I think in season 10, 11, and 12 it was basically just the Aatrox is ulting there to try and steal the camp, so I'm smiting to take it. In season 10, 11, and 12, it's just like kind of a brainless, like, me farm and then me fight. Okay, got the what's his face here? I got hit by the yellow ult, unfortunately. Then there's the Ash arrow, and then there's the Horn knockup. Zanya that, but sadly I got kind of destroyed. Okay, so their Aatrox is fully AFK at this point. The AD carries are getting dove. My Gragas is PvE player, unfortunately. And Aatrox is AFK, like I said, so I have to clear the mid wave. I can't really do much else there other than that, honestly, so we'll just run through the jungle and see what's going on.
To shake or not to shake?
Yeah, I still really enjoy League. Obviously, it's my favorite game. But man, I'm just having such a hard time enjoying it. You know, like it feels like playing top lane in League is one of those things that you have to like kind of not like force yourself, but like teach yourself to enjoy. Because it's not it's not inherently a very enjoyable thing to play top lane in League. Like even this game where my Aatrox is fully AFK in jungle, like I feel like I'm having more fun playing jungle because I'm just able to like run around and just like do shit. And you can't do that in top lane. Like you can't be a catalyst. You're always a spectator. Like you're never the reason why something happens. You're always like reaping the benefit of something actually happening. Even on super playmaking champions like Camille top lane, for example, like it just feels like you're never there to cause the scene. You're only there to witness the scene, right? Here's an MF being AFK for like 5 minutes. I'm not sure what she does, but she's back now. I'm worried about them doing Baron, but they're over here actually, so couldn't stop the. Oh, I do stop the Lawnmower, which is good. Aatrox fully AFK. He's just mad chilling. Swing flash, but I fling it back in and kill him. And then I see Ashe arrows come out, so I decided to go back in. Fling the Ashe. Unfortunately, their whole team is there. The Galio taunted so low. Oh, they're so low. If I had Death Cap there, they're all dead, but I did not. Camille goes in, dies. The team dives in, dies. Ashe jumps, walks forward, dies, but their Galio armor still died, unfortunately. And my Aatrox will not help. Yeah, like I was saying before, I still love League very much, but top lane is so miserable. Top lane is like my preferred role to play, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of unfortunate because you can't proxy in the jungle. I can't play proxy Singed in the jungle, you know what I mean? Like I can't go behind the tower. I guess I can go behind the tower, but my laner would get very mad at me. Yo, my jungle Singed is proxying my wave. Like, you know how fast that account would get banned? You can get banned the next game. I'd be lucky if that account lasted 2 games. So, it's just like, the main thing that I love to do on my champion, I can't really do in the jungle, even if playing the jungle is more enjoyable than playing top lane, right? So there's just like a lot of like little tiny dilemmas. The Aatrox is ulting, he's still like camping him. He sold all of his items, he only has enough crowns, whatever. What can you do? Right here, I'm trying to check see if they're Baroning. I said to go through the portal. Unfortunately, I guess they were, and they backed off, and they ended up jumping into 4 of them and died. I actually almost killed them, which is kind of hilarious, but it would have been crazy if I actually did. Does she get out? Nope, she gets hit by the Immortal, flashes. I guess she does get out. But sadly, my team is 4v5. My Kai'Sa actually has Smite, so she's just farming camps. Like, she's never actually joined the game, so it's basically a 3v5. And no offense to the Gragas, like, my man played pretty well, but it is PvE Gragas, so the only team I really have is MF, so it's actually 2v5. Oh, whatever. Hey, that's a 6 solo kill he just got there, though. That was pretty good. Good job, bud. Good job, Mr. Graggy, if you're watching. But yeah, there's just a lot of issues with the way the game is right now. For top lane, I hope they fix it. But, man, if there's one thing Riot is known for, it is not moving with speed. I was seeing there if it was viable for me to sell the Zhonya's because the active was down to buy Death Cap instead of not doing just keep it like stats and subs. Okay, pop the ult here. I know there's an Ornn. Unfortunately, he is extremely tanky. He has the Jack Show Protean item, which is going to be probably my favorite tank mythic on Singed, but you can see he has 350 armor and 300 MR, so how do you kill that which cannot be killed? Whenever Ashe Flash Gale forces into you and kills herself, that works. Trying desperately to get this Death Cap in time. Just don't have it yet. I think I bought 2 potions to try and like win this game 4v5. I think I bought an Iron Elixir and an AP Elixir. I believe this is like it's not really enough. I didn't think I had time to clear that wave on the inhibitor because I thought that they would just be on Baron, considering that Kai'Sa was dead. And then they didn't go on Baron. And I tried, or sorry, on Elder Dragon. I tried to force it, so here we are in Elder. Gragas TP's bot and dies, so I have to force the fight here. MF gets one shot, Gragas gets one shot, so here I am by myself. I'm doing a lot of damage to them, but... Sorry, I'm doing a lot of damage to Galio and Camille, but Ornn is basically just shrugging me off. Ornn's like, whatever. His health bar is not even moving. Nah, that's full health, right? Nah, he's not even moving. Ooh, yeah, sure, I dodged it. There goes Kaisa Big Rip. I do have Death Cap now, though, which is good. Scouted. We will back out a bit. Aatrox is still AFK. Look, he sold his items and bought crit.
It's nearly time.
On the bright side, I do clear these waves extremely fast with Hextech Soul and smite this away from him. Your smite is an AoE nuke now, by the way. On jungle monsters, it actually has a bit of AoE damage. No, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's just interesting to have. What was I saying before that I forget? Bad memory, bad short-term memory. Smoking all that weed.
An ally has been slain.
Okay, I see that any bot lane here. They just went in the fog of war. And I want to go for the Elder, but Kaisa is not here again. Here she comes. Gragas with a bit of a catch on Camille. We run forward. Dodge the Asher, so she was waiting in that bot bush the entire time. I was wondering where she was when I was playing this, where she came from. Just waiting down there. We need to focus pretty hard. Guess he's having damage. And then I died too. Rip. Rip, rip, rip. Did we FF here? Yeah, we did FF here. Yeah, unfortunately, PvE game quality is what it is. We tried, but what can you really do? I tried to carry 4v5 and then 3v5 and then 2v5. Couldn't pull it out, unfortunately. I do apologize, guys, but I had fun playing this game. Season 13, Lawnmower Singe does look extremely fun in the jungle. Maybe more fun than top lane even. And a lot of his previous jungle problems are fixed, so give it a shot, guys. And here is the post-game stats. I love you. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the post-game, the messed up recording, but thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Much love, guys. See ya.